On today's show,
the matchup we've all been waiting for has finally arrived. Warriors-Cavs 3, the NBA Finals rubber match.
is this the best rivalry of all time? Which player is under the most pressure?
And we joined the Kyrie Handles fan club in this week's Top 10 Plays.
It's Friday, May 26th. The starter starts now.
Good evening, Sweet World, and welcome to The Starters, presented by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey. Whether you're joining us live right now on NBA TV or later on YouTube, we're very, very happy to have you. I'm J.E. Skeets, and alongside me, as always, Tass Mellis.
Thank you for joining us.
Unfortunately, no international man of mystery, Lee Ellis, tonight, but we soldier on, and over yonder, it is the bearded one. It's Trey Kirby.
Hey-o!
Hey-o! TK, what's up, my man?
Well, I'm here at the internet looking for your best tweets at hashtag the starters. And guys, last night the Cavs punched their ticket to the finals, and I'm sure you've heard by now that this will be LeBron's 7th straight finals. That's a lot of finals, so many in fact, that it launched the hashtag last time LeBron missed the finals, with people tweeting everything that has changed in the past 7 years. Like this from Brad Ripka, who tweeted, "Kevin Love looked like this." Pretty much a different guy. Or this from Mike Lynch, who said, "Tyreek Evans was better than Steph Curry." Somehow true during their rookie years, but perhaps my favorite comes from Chad Butcher, who simply tweeted a picture of 2009 Justin Bieber. Gotta say, I miss those bangs, Biebs. This brings us to today's question. What has changed since LeBron last missed the finals? For me personally, this is what me and my dog Yams looked like during the 2009-10 season, the last time LeBron missed the finals. This is what we looked like last night. As you can see, a lot more gray for both of us, but I think we both wear it well. But we want to hear from you, so let us know on Twitter what's changed since LeBron last missed the finals. Send us your best tweet to hashtag the starters or hashtag last time LeBron missed the finals. We'll see it either way. See your best responses a little bit later.
All right, get those tweets in. We got a fun show tonight. We got the top 10 plays of the week, and Trey is actually going to head back to the drawing board, but we'll explain that later. First, we start with the finals matchup we've basically wanted since the preseason, and we're getting it for a third year in a row. LeBron James and the Cavs eliminated the Celtics on Thursday night. They now move on to battle the undefeated Golden State Warriors for the Larry O'Brien Trophy. The trilogy is real, people. Game 1 starts on June 1st, but we start right now breaking it down with a little 3-on-3 NBA Finals edition. Trey joining us here at the desk. I'll ask the questions here tonight. And the first one, you know, we've had 3 non-competitive series or rounds in the playoffs. So the question is, can the Warriors-Cavs 3, can it save the lackluster playoffs?
I think so. We're through the muck now, and now we're watching the guy that most are calling the best player of his era, a guy that people are putting on the Mount Rushmore of best players ever in LeBron James, facing off against the 2 guys that have won the last 3 MVPs in Kevin Durant and Steph Curry. This is a star power league. I mean, those 3 guys have won the last 5 MVPs collectively, 7 of the last 8. Why the heck not? I think the ratings are going to show, whether it's over-the-top services, whether it's League Pass, whether it's traditional television, whether it's radio, that people are going to want to tune into the best player of this era facing off against those other guys.
Yeah, no doubt. This has been the main event since the season tipped off. Basically, since the season ended last year, we thought, no doubt, we're going to see Cavs Warriors in the finals. It finally played out that way. We had an incredible regular season, one of the best regular seasons recently. So if there's a little bit of a lull for 3 rounds in the playoffs, I consider it a fair trade-off, because you think back to last year's finals, it wasn't even super close. The last Game 7 was incredible. The comeback was incredible. But there's a lot of blowouts in that series, and we still think of it as a great finals because of what happened. So if something cool happens in this finals, we're going to be loving the playoffs.
We had those iconic moments, be it the block or Kyrie's 3. You're right, the big comeback story alone was huge. But there weren't a lot of close games. So hopefully we get a little more competitive basketball, because we haven't. We haven't a whole lot in the playoffs in the 3 rounds. All those rounds proved was that these teams were just miles better than everyone else. And of course, you know, the Kawhi Leonard injury coming into play there, but they are. And look at this, the largest combined average scoring margin entering the finals. They just shattered it, the Warriors and Cavs here. You had to go back to 1950, Lakers and Nationals. This is a baseball team from what I know. Yeah, like this is crazy. So I love too the fact that everyone right now is coming in healthy for the most part. I mean, Iguodala, a little bit question mark, Zaza, but the stars are healthy. That's what's so exciting to me about this. The 7 All-NBA, All-Star type like guys, they're ready to go. So I'm ready to go. I'm so pumped.
Yeah, both teams have legitimate beefs for why they might not have won their the title that they didn't win.
Right.
Like you're saying, everybody is healthy coming in. Hopefully nobody gets suspended during
Yeah.
the finals this time. But, you know, Draymond's coming in with a cleaner sheet, so that's kind of good news too. This could be the best of the three that we're seeing.
Totally agree. Yeah, health is a huge factor in the fact that their offenses seem unstoppable. Everybody loves offense.
Yeah.
You know, the casual fan will be tuning in because how do you stop these teams? They both have scored 100+ in each of their games, 12 for the Warriors, 13 for the Cavs. Not one game did they slow down to score under 100. It is going to be a battle of offenses, and the team that can slow them down to, you know, a 104 score is going to win. We're going to have a lot of 115, 103s, you know,
You're
type
probably
of games.
right. All right, next question here, guys. Is this Warriors-Cavs the best NBA rivalry of all time? I'm slapping the all-time on it.
Already.
No.
Well, this is the first time in NBA history that the same two teams are meeting
That's true.
in the finals for the third consecutive year. That's something.
That's
That's
shocking.
definitely something, and I think that it's just hard to say because it doesn't seem like this is going to be the end of Warriors-Cavs, right? When you're in boxing, you get to a trilogy, you fight 3 times, somebody's won 2 times, and then
That's
we get
it.
into another championship contender. With these two teams, all assumptions are we're going to see them in the finals a lot of times over the next couple of years, so maybe it'll go down in history as the greatest rivalry of all times if they meet for 6 straight finals. That's kind of hard to
Okay,
say right now.
then if you're saying no, what's better than it? Is it Lakers Celtics from the 80s?
Yeah,
Is
it
that
has
the
to be
obvious?
Lakers Celtics, and the fact that they also faced off in the 60s, then the 80s, then we had a little one in the aughts, the 08 and the 2010. But you know, the 80s, that one, a lot of people think that that saved basketball. And, you know, that was 3 and 4 years. It wasn't 3 years in a row, but it's just too historic. You know, the two most historic franchises going at it. They faced off 12 times in the NBA Finals compared to, you know, these.
pretty crazy.
Yeah, to this Cavs Warriors that have faced 3 times in a row. So, Cavs Warriors, definitely the rivalry of the teens. But the Magic Bird rivalry, you know, Magic, you said he used to, you know, circle the games with the Celtics on the calendar, and Larry Bird, obviously, there was a despise for Magic. There's something real special there, and it goes again back to the Minneapolis Lakers days. So there's too much history.
True. I mean, that just shows our age, though. For kids and teens, this really is going to be to them
God, yeah.
by far the greatest rivalry they've seen in NBA history. To
Yeah.
them. And
Yeah,
again,
we had
because
08 and 10, but that didn't have the same sort of effect that these 3 do. Because I mean, we're watching LeBron, one of the best ever.
Yeah,
And
against
it
one
was-
of the best teams maybe ever in
Right.
the Warriors. If they can get another title, and you look at their 3 years regular season record plus the wins, I mean, that says the best ever. I mean, that's what's
Yeah,
awesome about it.
sure.
But you're right. I mean, I'm with you guys. Lakers, Celtics, probably still a little bit ahead.
Yeah.
All right, final one here, guys. True or false? Not true or false. 3-on-3 question. Which player heading into this finals is under the most pressure?
I think it is LeBron James. We're talking about LeBron James in the same breath as Michael Jordan because he passed him yesterday for career playoff points. In the same breath as MJ, that has to weigh on him somewhat. The fact that he is chasing his idol now for supremeness, you know, in terms of NBA history, the best ever in LeBron James. I think that has to be weighing on him just simply because he is LeBron.
Yeah, but if he loses, let's say they lose in this finals, does that like knock him down significantly from LeBron's and from Jordan's and the all-time greats? I don't think so.
No, it
doesn't
doesn't.
knock him down, but like Tess is saying, if he wins this year against the Warriors again after winning the way he did last year against the Warriors, it's going to be hard to ignore the fact that at the very least he's 1.5 behind Jordan. Maybe some people will have him ahead of Jordan, there's no doubt, but there's some pressure on LeBron, but I always feel like he's got some important titles already.
Yeah, that's why I think it's Kevin Durant. I think Kevin Durant, more than any player heading into this, has the most pressure on him because he's the one that, you know, chased the ring. He joined the 73-win team, and now if he wins, you know, some people will say it doesn't matter, you just joined up with a 73-win team, who cares? But at least a ring is a ring. It validates it to some extent. If Durant and the Warriors lose, then people are going, well, first off, you can't beat LeBron James. That's the second time you've lost in the finals to him. And, oh, yeah, you joined up with a powerhouse team, maybe one of the best teams ever, and you somehow still couldn't get it done. I mean, that's a lot riding on Kevin Durant's legacy, still fairly early in his career.
I'll say within this series, though, you know, despite all the cupcake gifts that are going to come out for Kevin Durant, I think that LeBron doesn't have the star power around him. You know, KD and Steph Curry have those MVPs. You know, LeBron has Kyrie, but he feels like the Warriors are the better team. You know, he has to go up against that. He has more to gain than to lose, for sure. But people would automatically put him on a Mount Rushmore if he won his 4th title.
And what about Draymond Green, just sort of quickly here? I mean, a lot of people think he cost the Warriors a finals championship last year because of him getting suspended.
Sure.
Again, a lot of people think they would have won if he didn't have to miss that game, and then it sparked the 3-1 comeback. Do you buy that at all? That he's going to come into this wanting to prove, obviously to his team and that organization, but to everyone, like, hey, if I was there, we would have taken care of business.
There's a lot of internal pressure with Draymond Green.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's putting on himself since he had to sit out that game. He came back and performed well in Game 6 and 7. I mean,
Huge in Game 7. You're right. Yep.
He was an incredible spark. But yeah, definitely. He doesn't have any flagrant foul points at this point because it's easy to forget that we thought, he tapped LeBron, below the belt, and that's why he was suspended. But it was an accumulation of those flagrant foul points. So he's not getting suspended for anything minor, unless it's something major, which I don't feel like could happen.
Okay.
It is Dre. That being said, it's he's got that in the back of his head.
For sure. All right, let's hear from you guys out there. Jump on Twitter, #TheStarters. Who do you think's under the most pressure heading into the finals? We talked in great detail about the Warriors-Cavs 3 on the Drop podcast. It's up on iTunes, Google Play. It's up on our website, so go check that out. We made some early predictions. We'll make them on the show next week because we got a lot of time. But when we come back, the NBA artiste, Trey Kirby, returns.
Exciting stuff.
Oh, I can't wait. This was a blast last time. You're watching The Starters. Don't go anywhere.
Who doesn't like Pictionary?
Welcome back to The Starters. Boston got bounced by the Cavs in the Eastern Conference Finals last night, which obviously sucks if you're a Celtics fan. But one small consolation was LeBron James. He couldn't stop gushing about Coach Brad Stevens after timeout sets. Chris Forsberg at ESPN did a deep dive on Stevens' X's and O's, and it included, which I loved, the subtitle, "What's Brad Stevens drawing up now?" Honestly though, who cares what Brad's drawing? Because we have one of the world's greatest artists right here in studio. It's time to play What's Trey Kirby drawing up now? Now, you might remember, Matty O, our producer, he has come up with a list of NBA playoff things for you to draw. You have no idea what they are.
Nope.
We have obviously no idea what they are. You got 30 seconds to draw them. No numbers, no symbols, stuff like that, no letters. And here we go. See how well we can do.
All right.
Let's do this.
Did you just sniff that black marker?
Yeah, feeling good now.
Okay.
All right, number 1. Here we go.
Here we go. Start
Okay.
that clock.
All right. Hair, beaker.
The Olympic
Chef
torch.
cooking, Chef Curry. Chef, what's Chef Curry? Yes. Too easy.
Whoa, that was like 6 seconds.
That was the fastest one we ever
How
had.
did you know it wasn't Chef Harden?
Fair point. Chef Curry, nice.
you
That
can
also
tell
could be a
him the
weird
hat.
skull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aisha made that hat for him.
All right, next one, Carlos. Here we go. Oh,
Not a good start. Not a good
Not my
start.
specialty.
all right, start the clock. You're a great drawer.
he
man.
doesn't know
okay.
where to go.
The world is flat. The Earth, no, okay.
Where are we going? Oh.
Oh, wow.
What?
This is ugly.
Is it a superhero logo?
Okay, that's teeth. A dragon. The Raptors.
Egg, teeth,
Raptors logo. What is that? Fans. Raptors fans. What is, it looks like a dinosaur.
Raptors fan. Jurassic Park.
Yes!
Way to
to
go.
go,
Way to
Raptors.
go.
Way to go.
I told you guys, dinosaur is not my specialty at all. This is a terrible T-Rex, but it's the Jurassic Park logo.
All right. Good stuff.
Raptors
All
are
right.
going to use that next year.
Okay.
It's getting weirder, probably.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes. Sweep, broom, sweeping.
Yeah. What are we sweeping? Sweeping
Wizard.
it's a hat. It's definitely a cool top hat. That's a monocle.
leprechaun.
That's a monocle. Mary Poppins. No.
Yes.
That's a stash.
Uh-huh.
But why is there a proper man?
Oh, interesting question. Interesting you say that,
Man
Skeets.
sweep.
Man sweep.
Oh, buddies. Guys.
What was it?
Gentleman sweep.
Oh!
Only a gentleman would wear a top hat like this.
There wasn't a whole lot of gentleman sweeps, I guess.
Yeah, fair point.
Yeah, there
We
was.
were
Yeah,
close.
okay.
Yeah, we were
Wow,
close.
you literally said man sweep.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna get a
does that
man
mean?
sweep.
That is a gentleman. A gentleman would wear a monocle. And a top
That's
hat.
right.
That's on us. That's on us.
Okay.
Okay. Here we go. Okay, little hook. That's a big toe. Shaq's foot. Yeah! Look at that's better. That's better than Shaq's foot.
Wow, that's a pretty accurate angle there, though.
Yeah.
Man, who knew I could draw feet so well?
And we apologize for showing you once again Shaq's foot.
Shaq's crazy
That's what
foot.
athletes go through.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh man. Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
LeBron,
man.
yeah, LeBron's got
Oh, man.
jacked up
Okay,
feet, too.
okay.
Here we go. You gotta think outside the box.
What do we
no,
got?
house. Mouse in the house. Oh, I thought that's what it was. Okay.
Oh
Okay.
boy, oh boy, this doesn't look
that a
like
heart?
this at
Broccoli
all.
house.
That's smoke. No. What are you drawing on the left? That's a jigsaw puzzle.
I mean, it's sort
It's
of.
gears. It's gears. The gears are
Gears.
turning. The gears of the house. The
Gear
gears.
house. Gear.
Gears go in the
I mean,
hole.
this-
Grindhouse.
Yes!
Nice.
Did we get it? Oh,
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
grindhouse. These are, when somebody's grinding your gears. I didn't think I could draw a pepper grinder. I started at the bottom here.
No, that's smart.
Yeah.
That was smart.
Yeah,
done.
super smart.
You are the best drawer
Grindhouse.
in the world, man. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Final one?
Okay. Yes, sure. Final one.
Okay.
I don't know.
Trey Kirby never loses that
Romp
board
hymns.
game. Okay.
Romp him.
Whoa!
Romp him. It's
him.
the latest
That's
fact.
a romp him.
Coyote and the romp him.
You're the greatest drawer in the world, man.
Honestly, I'm gonna start signing these. We'll send them out to some fans.
Yeah, sure.
That's a fancy one. We'll send this one. Whoever wants this, email us thestarters@nba.com. We will definitely not send this to you, but that's a nice thought.
All
You
right.
can add a few little buttons.
So Brad Stevens, he's got the X's and O's, but Trey Kirby, he's got the romp hymns. Gotta take a break. When we return, we'll hit you with the top 10 plays from the past 7 days. Don't go anywhere.
The Starters on NBA TV is brought to you by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey, proud partner of the NBA. Do your friends proud. Please drink responsibly.
Welcome back to the Starters. The games have slowed down, but the plays, they're still fire, which is why we're counting down the top 10 plays from the past 7 days, and we start at number 10. It just makes sense. Avery Bradley, Game 3 in Cleveland. With the look of the Irish on his side. Gets that thing to bounce all around the rim
bonus
off the
points for
backboard.
using the rest of the clock on the bounce.
Incredible.
That's true.
Gets it to fall, gives the Celtics that Game 3 win. Because there was, 0.1 left.
Watch this play. David West takes it out of bounds. Trying to show up Kevin Love here.
Yeah. Ooh,
That's
that's
incredible.
nice. Nice finish, too.
For a buzzer beater?
To beat the buzzer. 1.1 on the clock.
Oh, and the D was there, too.
Well done. Really well done.
Man, that's nice.
Pass.
He's got a great arm.
These guys are going to go head to head. West and Love in the finals.
Well, speaking of Love, we got 2 Kevin Love outlet passes for you. First one, leading to the LeBron layup. No problem. Look at this.
I like how there's a handoff so he can throw the full court pass.
And we got another one. This
That a
one leading to
flea flicker?
a dunk. Look at this. This is unbelievable. Just right there. I guess the dunk really helping this one, but Kevin Love needs to open like an outlet mall after.
Kevin Love's outlets?
Yeah.
Probably have like a Bass Pro Shops near there or something like that.
Yeah.
That big mall in Minnesota. Could do it there. All right. Back to basketball. Steph Curry with a monstrous circus shot. No foul! What a beautiful, beautiful finish as he takes the bump.
Come on. There's no foul on this.
His touch is ridiculous.
At number 6, we stick with the Warriors. Little Kevin Durant. Bye. Oh, I love that little hesitation and then throws it down on the Spurs. He had an unbelievable series. Like, efficiency through the roof in that conference finals against the Spurs. Yeah, get out of the way.
Look at the length.
Get out of the way there, Kyle.
That's a nice slow-mo right there. At number 5, Davis Bertans with the putback for the Spurs. Matt Bonner couldn't do that.
Oh, how dare you.
Davis got some hops.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I like this.
So did the
as much
Spurs
as this
bench. At number 4, Jumpman. Baseline.
Here's a weird claim to make. Iman Shumpert is one of the best baseline dunkers in the entire league.
Wow, it's bold.
Might be true though. He's got a few of them nice this year.
Oh,
This is nice. At number 3, LeBron's chase down with the left. He really comes out of nowhere here to get Avery Bradley just before the glass.
oh, you got
That's
it.
a great
You
angle.
got it. We got to do like a top 10 LeBron chase down blocks.
That's a great idea.
We gotta do that. At number 2, Kyrie Irving, showing off the handles. Worldwide Wob, guys, has started the Kyrie Handles fan club.
I'll join.
You gotta join. Because, I mean, we could have picked, honestly, like 10 different highlights from Kyrie Irving in the last couple of days. Oh, this one, though. Rondo against the Celtics of all teams. Look at Kevin Love in the corner. Hey, cool move.
Great play.
Nice fake.
Oh, man.
All-Star Game layup contest. We got to make it happen.
Oh, I love it.
At number 1, it's the double block from Kevin Durant.
Whoa.
Gets it twice.
Some people were trying to say that the second time he hits it is a goaltend.
Because it hit the backboard.
What are you talking about?
Put it off the backboard.
Exactly. It's a block. It's crazy. It's unbelievable. We gotta take one more break. When we return, Tass. Yes, Tass hits us with a very solid exclusive. Full twist to this. You're watching The Starters, presented by Jack Daniels, Tennessee Honey. We asked you, The Starters fans, what's changed since LeBron last missed the finals? It's been a long time. You hit us up with that very long hashtag, or hashtag The Starters, and Trey, you have a few of the best answers.
Yeah, some good ones. Statline mentions that Shaq was the highest paid Cavs 7 years ago. It's true somehow. That's still weird to think about. Mark Pomfrey says the Nets were still in New Jersey and actually had a first-round pick. Got him. And Ryland says the hottest toy went from a Rubik's Cube to a fidget spinner. I don't necessarily think Rubik's Cubes were popping in 2010, but the fidget spinner definitely is.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, no relay here, so no VSP, but whoa, what's this? It's the very solid selfie of the night?
Yeah, we know Lee loves a very solid selfie, and it happened. Cavs post-game news conference, K-Love, going landscape. Beauty.
Well, LeBron's looking down.
Yeah, I don't know. It's supposed to be candid, I guess.
Okay.
But let's make this happen.
Okay, I'll be JR. Got it?
We look great.
Sweet. Nice.
That's what we call a very solid selfie. Thanks for the inspiration, Lee. Now, it is time for the fan of the night. This kid, he's got great seats and he takes advantage of them. Beside the broadcast crew of Reggie, C-Web, and Marv, he just loves to snack. Get himself, I mean, he's making a name for himself.
Yeah, the silly snacker.
We're calling him the silly snacker. Flashback, only a few weeks ago, May 2nd in Boston, hosting the Wizards. This time a pretzel.
What can't he eat?
Yes! He's so skilled.
All right, the silly snacker. We had a
Hold
blast.
on, a little more of this.
We had a blast with the Drop Podcast. It's up. Discussed the finals. LeBron surpassing MJ on the all-time playoff scoring list. And Trey admitted that he had a vanity license plate in high school.
I had one back in the
Yeah.
day.
What?
Jaguar on my Cutlass Supreme.
No.
Really? Oh, yeah.
What, wait, Austin Powers?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly right. I think I had SHAGWR 1.
Right.
Or maybe 2.
Jaguar
no, it was 2.
1.
It was 2. Jaguar 2. Yeah.
Jaguar
I
one was
wasn't
taken.
All right, so go check that out. Finals start June 1st, but we're back on Monday. We'll see you at 6:30.
All right, thanks for joining us, folks. And remember, basketball never stops. Yeah, until June 1st, but what about the WNBA?
Brace the weekend, people.